waitress brought food to a homeless and poor man. The man said sadly, "Unfortunately, I don't have enough money." The waitress, being kind-hearted, replied, "That's okay. Just give me whatever you have and take the food. I'll pay the rest myself." The poor man thanked her deeply. Just then, the restaurant manager arrived and said harshly to the kind waitress, "You're not paying for anything. This isn't an orphanage or a charity house. It's a business." He turned to the homeless man and said, "Come back when you have money. For now, get out," and threw him out of the restaurant. A little later, the manager began to feel back pain and told the waitress, "I'm going home. Throw away any leftover food." The kind-hearted waitress softly said, "But sir, we could give that food to some poor people." Hearing this, the arrogant manager snapped, "Are you crazy? If we give free food once, tomorrow there'll be lines of freeloaders here. Do as you're told." Then he stormed out. As soon as he left, the compassionate waitress quietly called the homeless man back and offered him the leftover food. Meanwhile, the arrogant manager returned to the restaurant, saying, "Oh, I left my car key inside." When he walked in and saw the waitress giving food to the poor man, he became furious. "Didn't I tell you to throw it away?" he shouted. He snatched the food and threw it into the trash bin, then said angrily, "Don't come to work tomorrow. When you can't follow your boss's orders, you don't deserve this job." The kind-hearted waitress begged him for mercy, but the arrogant manager showed no sympathy and fired her on the spot. A few days later, her landlady came to collect the rent. The waitress said, "Yes, I'll pay now," and handed over some money. The landlady frowned and said, "This is less than the rent, and you've been short for the last 2 months." The waitress replied sadly, "This is all I have right now. As soon as I find a new job, I'll pay you the rest, I promise." The landlady said coldly, "I don't want to hear excuses. If you don't pay by the end of this week, vacate the house," and left. Exactly 1 week later, the kind waitress packed her things and handed the keys to her landlady, saying, "I'm sorry I couldn't pay the rent on time." Seeing her sincerity, the landlady's heart softened. "You can stay here until you find another job," she said kindly. Hearing this, the waitress was overjoyed and hugged her landlady with tears of gratitude. 3 days later, the kind-hearted waitress received a call from an office inviting her for an interview. She was told, "Be at the office exactly at 8 o'clock. She replied happily, "Yes, I'll be there at 8 sharp." The next day, during the interview, the officer asked, "So, what was your previous job?" The waitress answered, "I worked at a restaurant, but unfortunately, I was fired." The officer smiled and said, "You were fired because of your kindness, right?" Surprised, the waitress asked, "How do you know that?" The officer replied, "That day, I was there when you were being scolded for your act of kindness. I had to leave early, but the next day, I learned you had resigned. Later, I met that same homeless man, and he told me the whole story. I searched everywhere for you, but no one could tell me where you were. You are a truly good and compassionate person. I'm happy to tell you that from today, you're part of our team." Hearing this, the kind-hearted waitress was overjoyed and thanked the compassionate officer from the bottom of her heart. Truly, it's said, "Do good, and good will come to you." If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share the video.